Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel GMB SHOW. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. The Chase viewers were left fuming during Wednesday's episode as one player was denied a correct answer by Bradley Walsh, with some fans even threatening to call Ofcom. Wednesday's episode of The Chase erupted in controversy when contestant George was deemed incorrect for an answer that left viewers up in arms, some even threatening formal complaints. Host Bradley Walsh guided the contestants, Gary from Hull, Sarah from Clitheroe, Ailsa from Fife, and Londoner George, towards a hefty sum. Tension was palpable from the start, as Gary secured £6,000 and Sarah added £7,000 to the pot for her Australian getaway wardrobe. Scottish strawberry farmer Ailsa impressed the team, choosing the hefty £44,000 offer and acing it, drawing praise from chaser Dara the Menace Ennis, who said, "You deserve that," with the bravery of going for it. But 23-year-old George sparked backlash when he picked the minus £9,000 option, despite his solid £7,000 win, baffling viewers and slashing the team's total fund to £48,000 ahead of the final chase. The point of contention came when Bradley asked George, "The term carjack is a blend of car and what other word?" Instantly, George answered hijacked, but Bradley retorted with a decisive hijack and pressed on. The passing moments saw the team floundering to recover, reports the Mirror. At the close of the round, Bradley commented, "Bad luck with hijacked, we needed hijack." That sparked a tide of dissatisfaction among viewers, many of whom believed that George's response had been wrongly rejected, losing the team their shot at victory. An upset fan took to Twitter venting, "Yet again, the chase is a joke. Hijack/hijacked. Who gives a fuck?" Another displeased viewer was considering penning a strongly worded email, while another remarked, "Hijacked. This show is getting more fucking corrupt every day." One follower branded the ruling as overly harsh, stating, "So harsh that Bradley couldn't accept hijacked instead of hijack." Further discontent was aired with tweets such as, "Hijack versus hijacked, are you joking?" and "Hijack not hijacked is a bit harsh, especially at the speed Brad is reading, hard to tell if he said carjack or carjacked." Another individual lightheartedly threatened to lodge a complaint with Ofcom. Some called on ITV to reassess its policies, following what was widely regarded as a grave error. However, despite a valiant attempt, the contestants were eventually caught with just 13 seconds to spare, with the Menace admitting his surprise, blaming the loss on their sluggish responses. Bradley, too, underscored the disappointment in his final remark, and the £48,000 turns to dust just like that. Bradley Walsh could tell the energy was shifting the second the question appeared on the big screen. "Which animal," he read, "is known for having the largest eyes in proportion to its body in the animal kingdom?" The contestant, Hannah, a giggly 28-year-old nurse from Leeds, pressed her button confidently. So did Mark, the Beast, leaning back with that knowing smirk. The lights flashed, and Bradley's eyebrows shot up. Hannah's answer, tarsier. Mark's answer, tarsier. "Correct," Bradley announced. "It's the tarsier." Hannah jumped with a squeal, clutching her hands to her mouth in relief. But in living rooms across Britain, mugs of tea nearly flew across carpets. Social media went into meltdown as fans fired up their X accounts, typing with furious thumbs. "I'm calling Ofcom. It's the giant squid, not the tarsier. Fix. Hashtag the chase." "Bradley Walsh needs to recheck his cue cards. This is daylight robbery. Hashtag chase." "If they can't get the correct answer, I'm done with this show. Ofcom, do your job." Inside the studio, the tension was masked by the cheerful ding of the correct answer bell, but producers backstage were already seeing notifications ping. Some viewers even threatened to boycott ITV, convinced Hannah had been handed the point unfairly. Bradley tried to ease the moment with a chuckle. "Looks like you knew your animals there, Hannah." "I'm obsessed with wildlife documentaries," she beamed, clutching her lucky llama keyring. Meanwhile, Mark looked mildly amused, but backstage he leaned towards the producer. "You might want to double-check that, mate. Viewers are brutal." As the game rolled on, chatter outside the studio only intensified. Clips of the moment were uploaded instantly, racking up thousands of views, with comments like, "The correct answer is giant squid. Eyes the size of dinner plates. Let's see how ITV explains this." A few fans defended the show, saying that the tarsier indeed has the largest eyes relative to body size, while the giant squid has the largest eyes overall. But many refused to let logic get in the way of a juicy complaint. The threat of Ofcom complaints hanging like a storm cloud over Chaser HQ. Back on set, Hannah made it to the final chase, her confidence boosted by the controversial correct answer. Bradley, trying to not break into laughter as he saw his phone buzzing in his dressing room, whispered to Mark, "Mate, if Ofcom calls, tell them it was the governess's fault." Mark smirked. They'd call her next. As the clock ticked down in the final chase, Hannah and Mark faced off in a nail-biting finish, but viewers at home were still arguing about eyeballs. In the end, Hannah took home £40,000, hugging Bradley as confetti rained down, unaware she had unintentionally sparked one of the most absurd controversies yet. And across the UK, viewers were left deciding. Do they celebrate Hannah's win? Or do they, once and for all, dial that Ofcom number they'd been tweeting about all evening?